Hey everyone, in this video I'm actually going to show you how I've lost nearly 10,000 in ad spend in the last week on Google Ads. Now, this is not your typical video where it's some guru flashing a mansion or a Lambo. This is actually the truth about affiliate marketing, and that's what I do is I provide the truth about affiliate marketing and how you can make large amounts of money, but if you're not careful, you can also lose a lot of money. So this is, I'm going to show you inside one of my campaigns on Google AdWords and what went wrong, what happened, and how I'm able to fix it and actually get back on track. So please watch as I go into the screen here. We're going to go into my Google Ads campaign and we're going to look at some of the stuff that just happened to make it lose 10,000 roughly US dollars. Okay, so here we are inside the Google Ads account, and what I'm running here is an actual CPA offer, okay? For those of you that don't know what a CPA offer, it's an affiliate offer that pays me on a cost per acquisition. So basically I get paid a commission every time I get somebody to buy the product I'm promoting, and I get this through a CPA network. Now, if you don't know what that is, we have training, like I said, at powerhouseaffiliate.com that goes well in depth on performance marketing like this, okay? This is how you get traffic fast, okay? You can build authority sites, you can build SEO and try and rank in Google, but it's going to take you years. This is how you get traffic fast. So what I'm doing here is I'm running a Google Ads campaign, and this campaign has actually been running for a long time. Now, if I was to go back to, let's say, just March 1st, we'll say, of 2019, and go up to today, you can see from the chart that I've been running this consecutively as a campaign. So I'm not going to be spending, I have my budget at $20,000 a day. I'm not going to be spending a lot of money on this campaign if it's not making money. Now, as you can see, the chart goes nice. Every single day I'm getting traffic, and then all of a sudden, wham, something happens right here, okay? So my amount of traffic has just automatically stopped. So this is due to, so one hotshot, we're going to call him, hotshot ad reviewer, comes in and thinks that my campaign, after looking at it, running for many, many months, all of a sudden says, oh, no, these ads aren't approved, okay? Boom, so it goes down to zero. I'm getting no traffic for 3 days here. These 3 days I'm spent talking to the ad review team, telling them how stupid they are for making a stupid decision, okay? And how all of a sudden a campaign that I've been running for multiple months, almost years now, is all of a sudden just tanked to 0 clicks a day. So I got upset about that, but anyway, eventually the ad came back on after dealing with their team. And as you can see, when it came back on, the traffic tripled to 4,000 clicks a day. Okay, now this was a huge deal. This is what happened. I'm going to show you what happened. So back in the settings of my campaign, what I had done is I ran this campaign a long time, okay? And what's happening here is I've set the bid strategy on Google Ads. In the settings here, if you go into your settings, you can actually set your bid strategy here. So what I had my bid strategy on was a target CPA, because over time my conversions had helped Google determine where my ads would best be suited, and they automatically use their AI to figure out where I could actually get the best value. So what I had done originally was set my target CPA here to actually $23. And it was working very well for me because I was getting paid about $40 for the CPA offer I was converting. So I was almost doubling my money every single day on this campaign, okay? Now, what happened when we go back to the campaign overview, we see that there was this period of 3 days. And what I had to do during those 3 days is I had to submit new ads, which were the same ads. However, their system was unable to just turn them back on. So they basically said, okay, Mr. Babineau, you have to resubmit your ads in order for us to reactivate them. So when I did that and I resubmitted the entire ad set and all of these ad groups, what happened was it reset the way Google was targeting for the target CPA. It basically reset the algorithm. So what was happening there is now Google is just blasting traffic as fast as they can to try and get as much data as possible. I have my budget set at $20,000 a day, so Google's trying to spend that as quickly as possible. So if we look at this date here, which let's go back and we go to August 5th, we'll say. I believe it started on the 3rd to the 4th and 5th. And if we look at the spend on this day, look at this day. Like I'm doing cost per conversion goes from 20. I was used to having a $23 cost per conversion. Now I'm up in the 76 cost per conversion for those 3 days. See, I let it run the first day because I thought it would correct itself. Okay, so on day one it went crazy, and I'm thinking, okay, well maybe it's going to correct itself, so I'm going to let the algorithm figure itself out, so that maybe on the second day it dropped. And so if we look at August 3rd, it started high. And we're going to say the cost per conversion here. Actually, no, August 3rd it didn't start. So August 4th is when we started. So let's look from August 1st to August 7th and just see what happened here on the chart. So as you can see, the traffic here started on the 4th. So the first day it goes up to 2,000 clicks when I get my ads reapproved. So looking at the 4th, if I want to look at the cost per conversion here, on that day, I can just select it here, and you can see my cost per conversion goes up to $72 immediately as soon as those ads come back on, and I was used to an average of $23 per conversion. So by the fact that the algorithm reset itself, now it's trying to spend my money and find where it can get conversion, so it's jacking the budgets up. And so as I said, I left that on for a day thinking it would improve, and in fact day 2 it went up to 77. And so I was kind of getting frustrated. I had lost about $2,000, maybe $3,000 a day on these 2 days. Okay, so that's about $6,000 in 2 days, because my cost was 3 times higher basically. Now, as you can see, it did improve on the 6th, so it went from 77 to 51, and I thought, okay, well I'm going to let it go one more day, okay, because I'm thinking, hey, this might work. But unfortunately, it was still going around the 45, so I was still nearly double. This was after 1, 2, 3, 4 days. It's still remaining really high, and I know it says you're supposed to let it go 7 days, but at this point I was getting really pissed off. Okay, Google's algorithm had just kind of screwed me. So what I decided to do is I decided to take over manually. I should have started manually first, and this is something you need to consider, that if all of your ads pause, or if you consider pausing, you're kind of resetting the algorithm. And this is the same case for Facebook ads. If you're creating new ad groups or ad sets in Facebook, or new campaigns, obviously you're resetting the way Google is going to Facebook is going to allocate your traffic. The same works here for Google. In my opinion, from what I've seen here, it's pretty much the same. You're trying to trick an algorithm. So what I should have done is I should have started manually. So when I did actually start manually, which is actually yesterday, which is actually when it started to go to 45, it's, as you can see, it's starting to go down. Around the end of the day, I triggered it to go manually. So what I have also noticed since I've done that yesterday is that I've actually got the campaign back to profitability. And what I did was I simply just went into the settings and I changed it. As you can see, I have manual now, when before I was Target CPA. So what I'm going to have to do now is kind of let this run a week at manual while I'm trying to adjust the bids on my keywords to a point where it gets enough data on the new setup so that I can turn it back onto Target CPA, because I find the Target CPA actually does work. But if you try and start with Target CPA, you're going to lose a lot of money, because Google is going to try and spend your entire budget. So what I would suggest if you're going to use Target CPA is to first make sure you build enough data using the manual click or enhanced click, where it's going to give you an average of whatever you bid. Okay, use those strategies first before you get into the other smart bidding options here that they're going to recommend. They're always going to try and get you to start with enhanced or something like that. So they're basically trying to spend your money and find conversions for you. But what they do is the way the algorithm is set, or the artificial intelligence is they want to spend your entire budget. So they tried to spend the 20 grand in a day immediately. So if I didn't intervene, I think I would have lost a ton more money while it was trying to still figure it out. And now, as you can see, it says here, enable target CPA on this campaign, because now it's finally learned enough from what I've done, from what it's done. But now I don't trust it enough to turn it back on until I actually see some more profitability for the next few days. Now, one more thing I want to mention as we look at the ad groups and the cost per conversion here. Something interesting I've been finding with Google and my own third-party tracking is that when I go to, let's just look at this month, for example, from the 1st to the 7th, and we're going to look at the amount of conversions. We have 274 here that are being tracked into Google. But when I go into my actual campaign itself on my third-party tracker, I want to show you what I see. Okay, so here I am, and now I'm just going to choose, I'm in CPV Lab. For anybody that doesn't know what CPV Lab Pro is, it's basically an affiliate tracking solution. It allows me to track all of my campaigns. So I'm going to choose the same date range, which is the 1st to the 7th, which I believe is what I selected here, the 1st to the 7th. And now when I'm going to refresh this, it's going to show 370 conversions. Okay, so these are the actual conversions because I know it's tracking, and I'm looking at my CPA network and I know I got 370 conversions. Okay, but for some reason Google has a very long delay on the way they track, so it's almost 100 conversions off. So if you were to come in here as an affiliate marketer and think that you can just use their tracking and optimize your campaigns this way, you're going to actually lose out on a lot of opportunity here. So what you need to do, and especially when you start looking at the keywords, because what I'll do is sometimes I'll come in here and I'll look at the keywords and I want to see which one is costing me the most. Okay, so from the 1st to the 7th, as you can see, there's one keyword here. It's $220 per conversion according to Google. Okay, but when I look at this keyword in my platform, let's just go look at it and see where it is. I'm just looking for this keyword here. My platform says there's 2 conversions, and Google says there are
For that,
1.
you'll need to unlock your phone.
My phone just talked to me. Google says there's 1. So as you can see, it's off by, well, in this case it's 50%, but this happens more so on the bigger ones. Like once you see, like I'm going to obviously come in here and pause these right now. These are huge costs per conversions for this campaign, and this is what's driving my cost up right now just on what happened. Now if I look at just today where I fixed it for the most part, you're not going to see nearly as high for a cost of conversion. Now my conversion cost is actually, for the last 2 days since I've adjusted it to manual bid, is still it's below 100 at least now. And as you can see, I have some that are in the $13 range and all that stuff. So there's good data here. There's one here, 4 conversions, and it costs $9 a conversion, right? So my point here is don't rely on this data to optimize. Make sure that before you pause or increase a bid, that you check your keyword here against what you have inside your campaign stats on CPV Lab or whatever tracking solution you are using. So, moral of the story on this entire video is do not rely heavily on Google's algorithm at the start of your campaign. Start out with manual bidding and kind of watch your campaign closely. Give it enough data to make its decisions, and wait before you implement any target CPA or anything like that, or else Google is going to try and blast through your budget. Also, don't rely on Google's stats through their conversion tracking fully. Use a third-party tracker if you can to make sure that the actual amount of conversions is correct inside Google before you adjust any keywords, bidding or anything like that, or pausing. So that's it for this. So if you liked this video, please subscribe below to my YouTube channel. I also post videos about me making money, so it's not always about me losing money, trust me. And I also have a premium training at powerhouseaffiliate.com. It's free. If you go there, you can sign up to the free training. We also have very in-depth case studies and Facebook ad campaigns, native ad campaigns, search traffic, everything I do on a regular basis and what my team does on a regular basis when we buy traffic for affiliate offers. And you can get access to that as a premium member. So please subscribe below for more videos like this, and hopefully you enjoyed.